Welcome to STIW2044 Mobile Programming online class. Today we're going to look into real-time database. So there are two parts in online real-time database: the authentication and also the real-time database itself. So Google provide a real-time database features and allow user to use their real-time database called Firebase for free. In traditional online database, you might need a few components, especially when we are dealing with MySQL database. Android application are able to communicate with MySQL database through the use of PHP. So the request to the database is based on client-server request. So whenever client requests to the database through PHP, the database, MySQL database, will return back the data also through PHP. However, in real-time database, Android are able to communicate directly to the Firebase. So here we're going to look at the first part of Android Firebase, the authentication part. So I'm going to create a new project called my Firebase application. So this is just a standard application. So the activity here, I'm going to give it a name, login activity. Alright, so before we're going to start with the Firebase authentication, I'm going to quickly design my login screen. So convert my view to linear layout, apply, and then change the linear layout to vertical, and then add two tags to the layout, text 1 and text 2, and then add one layout to the right, and then we have two buttons inside. Just ignore this first, and wrap content, and this email, and the second one is for password. For button, the first button for registration, and the second button for login, and set the weight to 1 and the width to match parent, and also match parent. Right, and for this I'm going to make it layout margin left and right to 10, right also 10, and also together with this margin left 10, margin right also 10, and I need my layout right in the center. Set the gravity of the layout to center, so that we get the following, right? And then we start with the basic programming for all the object, for all the element that we have on our layout. So we have two edit tags, ed1 for username, which is email, ed2 for password, and we have a button, ed1 for login, for register, and ed2 for login. And we initialize the object ed1 find view by id r.id x1, ed2 find view by id r.id for x2, and we have button 1 find view by id r.id button 1, button 2 find view by id r.id button 2. Alright, so first thing that we need to do is for the button 1, set on click listener, new on click listener. Alright, so when we click on the registration button, we are going to register with Google Authentication. Alright, so far this is just a normal Android application development. So we're going to start with the first thing first. You need to log in to your Gmail account. So your Android Studio need to log in to your Gmail account. The second thing that you need is that you need to enable your developer console. So for me, I already enable my developer console, so that when you access console.firebase.google.com, you are going to have the following. Or if you go to console.firebase.com, you can access the following interface. Right, welcome to Firebase. If you're first time here, you might need to enable your Firebase console. So close that. Alright, so to start with the Firebase Authentication, you need to go to Tools, Firebase. So you have the following assistant pop up from the left. You need to select Authentication, select email and password, connect to Firebase. Alright, so you can create new Firebase project. So obviously for the new Firebase user, you might need to create new Firebase project. So give it a name, Firebase application. So I just use the same name with my application, and press connect to Firebase. You might need to wait for a while for the application to connect to Firebase. So here you can see email and password authentication. So you can use Firebase authentication to let your users sign in with their email address and password, and then you can manage your password-based account using if, for example, user forgot their password, they can retrieve their password back using Firebase authentication. So for the first time, you might have trouble doing this, having this error in your Firebase connection. Try it again. For the second time, you will be greeted with the following. Alright, click sync, and you're going to have my Firebase application in your Firebase console. Press sync. Make sure that the first step here is connected. The second step is that add Firebase authentication to your app. So press that, accept changes, wait for a while for the library and everything to be added to your application, so that it's not going to take a quite very long time. So now your second step turn to green, set up correctly. So we're going to start with the programming. So we declare the object for the Firebase Authentication. So put it here. Import Firebase Authentication, and then reference for the Firebase Authentication. You put it inside OnCrypt, and this is for every activity. If you like to check if the authentication is correctly defined, but for now leave it straight to sign up new user. Right, so this is the process, this is the code that you need to sign up new user. So I'm going to copy this code and put it inside here. So you might need to close this first. Put it inside your OnClick, or you might want to create another method if you wish. But before that, let us take input from user, string username equal ed1.getText.toString. So that for the username, string password equal ed2.getText.toString. So we get these two information. And you can take the code again from the assistant. You can see down here, this is basically the code for the authentication. So for the sign up user, I'm going to put it inside this button. Right, hide this. Okay, I'm going to change this to email. Import all the required classes. So I'm not going to need this. Import, and also for this one, no need yet. So log, don't want this log. Those, yes, and this one also no need. And we are in the login activity, and this one, login activity dot this. Right, so what happened here is that we get two information from user, email and password, and assign the authentication, Firebase Authentication, to authenticate. So let me put, if the task is successful, those registered, successfully registered. Right, if fail, authentication or registration failed. Right, before that, don't forget to add internet access permission, users permission, internet here. If not, you will have problem connecting with the internet. Alright, that should do it for the authentication part. But before we can test this application, we need to go back to our assistant and check, click on this. Click on this one, Firebase console. Alright, so log into your Google account. You are going to get the following interface. interface. So this is my newly created project, my Firebase application. And this is my Firebase application. Click on my Firebase application. You can see details on that. So first, choose data sharing, use the default setting and accept everything. Right, so this might take a little bit longer time, depend on your connection, but this is your Firebase application console, which we successfully registered from here. Right, so wait for a while. Alright, so you're going to get the following: authentication, database, analytic, performance, so on and so forth. So you need to go to this authentication part. Click on authentication. The first thing that you need to access is the sign in method. So at the moment, everything here has been disabled. So for this tutorial, we're going to use email and password. So enable this and save. Alright, so make sure that you turn this on, turn this enable. Alright, go back to user. So at the moment, this is where all your registered users are going to be turned up. Alright, so this code now should allow us to register new user. Click run, press OK. So we're going to have our application running here. Alright, now so this is the application. So input your email and also your password. Click on the registration. You should receive successfully registered, and you can check your authentication, and you can see now we have our authentication successfully with Firebase. Email created, sign in when, and the password is here. So our application now successfully registered with our Firebase authentication. Alright, so the second part is that I want to log in. So log in means that I want to be able to check my authentication, my credential, and allow me to log in using that information. So what I need to do, go back to the system and check on the sign in method. So I'm going to take the sign in method here, and then I'm going to go back to my login code. So my login code now for button 2, btn2, set on click listener, new on click listener. So inside here again, I'm going to take username and password. So email, string email equal ed1.get text, string password equal ed2.text, that's the string, and in here I'm going to use the code that I get. So I don't need this, and also update UI, we don't have that. And also for this log and this one, and this login activity.this, and this one also the same, login activity.this, and here I'm going to close login success. Either you want to check or you want to intend to another layout, so you can put it there, and here login has failed. Alright, so give it a try. code again. Right, so give it a try. And password registration. Oh, sorry, because we already registered, so you got to get failed. Login success. That's it. It's pretty easy to do. So happy coding.